And I say to you all again, good morning, children of God.
Good morning.
I have a message for all of you. In a few minutes, Pastor Amy is going to read from the stories about Jesus' life in the Gospel of Luke. And in this story, Jesus goes to the lakeshore and sees some people he kind of knows, Peter and some of the other people who become his disciples. They've fished all night and they haven't caught anything and they're tired. And Jesus has been talking for a really long time. And he tells them to go out into the deep water and to put down their nets. And Peter is really not sure about this because they've been fishing all night and they're very tired, and also they've been fishing a lot longer than Jesus has. And yet, they've already seen Jesus do some pretty amazing things. So they do what he says, and soon they have filled their nets so they can't even bring them into the boat. And Jesus looks at Peter after all of this, and he tells him something really strange. He says, "Don't be afraid." And I've thought about that a lot. I thought about the things that I am afraid of. When I was a little kid, I was so afraid of tornadoes. We had a tornado come through my town, and it had toppled this beautiful pine tree and missed our house just by a very little bit. And I've always been afraid of the wind ever since. But now that I'm a mom, I have to be sure that my kids are safe and not afraid when the storms come. So I think about the things that help me not to be afraid. One of them is to be prepared. Another one is to have a routine. But the biggest one is to trust God, to pray to God when I'm afraid, and to trust that just like God helped be sure that those fishermen had fish for the day so their family would eat, God will take care of me too. Will you pray with me? Dear God, be with us when we are afraid. Help us to always trust you. Amen. Remember that God does go with you everywhere